And that's what we're going to talk about today. 5 psychological factors that will make you more motivated and increase your levels of willpower and keep you out of a state of ego depletion. The first is something called chunking. One of the best examples of chunking comes from one of the world's greatest magicians, David Blaine. Blaine is well known for his stunts of endurance. He once spent over 63 hours encased in a block of ice, and you can only imagine how much willpower that required. Blaine managed to pull this off by using chunking to create a constant supply of willpower. Chunking is when you take a large task and you break it down into tiny pieces. For Blaine, instead of focusing on the total amount of hours he wanted to spend in this block of ice, which was at least 60 hours, he broke it down to the hour. He would tell himself, okay, I just need to make it through the next hour, over and over again. The reason this works is because our brain is designed to be as efficient with our willpower as possible in order to conserve energy. We actually have an almost unlimited amount of willpower, but we all have a point in time where our brain says, nope, you've used enough, that's all you're getting for today. So when presented with a momentous task, your brain says, nope, we can't do this task, it's way too big, we don't have enough willpower to do it. But when you're using chunking and you focus your attention on one small piece at a time, then your brain says, hey, we could do this. Here's some extra willpower. And that's why in one of our previous lessons, I mentioned that we need to set a low bar when creating our routines. By setting a low bar, which is the minimum amount of work we're allowing ourselves to do, we're basically using chunking to get a little bit of extra willpower, just enough to force ourselves to stick to our habits. So how can we use this in our day-to-day lives? Well, instead of telling yourself that you're going to finish that 5-page paper right now, you're actually going to get more willpower, feel more motivated, and get more done if you tell yourself you're going to finish a single paragraph at a time. On top of that, chunking also increases the amount of confidence we have. Confidence is the second psychological factor that influences our levels of willpower. The more confident you are about a task, the less willpower it will require. Let's say that you want to lose 20 pounds. If I asked random strangers on the street how confident they were about this, most people would say that they weren't confident at all. However, if we use chunking and we cut this down to just 1 pound, most people would say, yeah, I could do it. Confidence is all about the small wins. By paying attention to small milestones, you actually become more and more confident towards your end goal. You start believing that you can actually do it. A great way to build confidence using small wins is by tracking your growth. For example, if you're someone who wants to lose weight, it's very effective to download an app like MyFitnessPal that allows you to track your progress. By tracking your weight and slowly watching your weight drop, this boosts your confidence and it requires less and less willpower to go back to the gym or stick to your diet. The third way we can influence our levels of willpower is by changing how we view willpower itself. Now, I know in our previous lessons I stressed the importance of things like avoiding ego depletion, and I taught you about ways in which our willpower levels are depleted. These things are real and serve a purpose, but a study conducted in 2010 by Professor Job V found that how we view willpower can severely affect our levels of it. For example, if you believe that willpower is limited, then you'll actually lose willpower faster than someone who believes willpower is unlimited. So what can we do about this? Well, let's establish the truth about willpower once and for all. The truth of the matter is, our levels of willpower far exceed the amount we use throughout the day. Our brain just likes to set a limit on it. However, if you've been studying the TAME course, you've gained some knowledge about how it all works. And knowledge is power, which means you have more control over your willpower. So I like to believe that by studying willpower, I actually know how to tap into my unlimited willpower more